welcome back to Sticks and Strings.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Naomi.
I'm Beth.
I'm Eve.
And we are celebrating that we made it to 50 subscribers.
Yay!
We're very happy about that. So thank you for subscribing and joining
Actually,
us.
like at 53.
Yeah, but I mean, we hit that milestone.
Yeah.
So we're very excited about that, and we're so grateful to you guys for coming back to spend some time with us every week for our antics. And because of that, we have a giveaway. So I'll let you talk about it, Eve.
Okay, so I've been very busy making scissor fobs of all kind, but I decided to give away this scissor fob, which you'll be able to see up close in a second. But
we'll have a cutaway. We learned how to do cutaways. Did you notice last week? Aren't you proud of us? I finally figured it out.
It has little scissors on it.
Yeah.
So this scissor fob, and if you don't win, there'll be one more on the Etsy site eventually. And then also this pattern, and it has a front and a back. It's a little bunny in the carrot field. It's called Raiding the Garden. And
cute.
You can turn it either into another scissor fob by putting a longer loop than this, or a ornament. So
Yeah, if you have an Easter tree or something like that, it would be perfect for that.
That'd be really cute.
Yeah.
So we're giving those two things away. Both things go to the same winner. If you would like to be entered in that contest, and you're one of our subscribers, please write to us in the comments below, and we'll put you into a roulette wheel. We'll have the drawing next week.
yes.
Yes.
Okay. So thanks so much for subscribing.
And we won't do the roulette wheel until Sunday, so you have plenty of time.
Yeah.
You have not Sunday, Saturday. Sorry.
Next
So you have
Saturday.
plenty of time to. We film on Saturday.
to enter.
Yeah.
Yeah, we film on Saturday, but we publish on Sunday.
Yeah. So so you have time. You don't have to do
You
it
have
right
a week
away.
to enter the giveaway. Don't say the word giveaway, because there are
Bots,
trolls and who are looking for. We want to give it to people who genuinely are cross stitchers or whatever, or crafters who want to win. So don't say giveaway. Make sure you're 18 so you can give us your information, whatever you need to do. The pattern is a PDF, so we would need your address information for that. But if you win but we would need it to give you mail. So you have to be over 18. So.
Well, if you're not over 18 and you really want to, make sure you ask a parent or guardian to ask for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just put that you're interested in the comments, and then we'll put your name in the roulette wheel, and then we'll contact you if you win. So then you don't have to put any information in the comments.
Yeah, don't
just
put
say I'm interested.
Yeah, just
you
have to be over 18.
All that's business stuff.
Yeah.
So, so we're really excited about that. So, what are we working on this week? What are we doing?
Let me start.
You start.
Because I have a lot of stuff in front of me. I have been, like I said, I've been making a lot of scissor fobs. We sold our last one of this kind of scissor fob, and so I remade all of those, and we were down to one of these, so I went ahead and made some more of these, and I added one that wasn't there before, because when I made them the first time, I took the one that wasn't. So I love these colors, and I love that's why I make so many of them. But put it on my scissors that look the same. So
she stole merchandise.
I did. No, I didn't steal it. I bought the beads.
Oh, yeah.
So my labor, my beads, my choice. So those are already on the Etsy site because they were just refilling in. Then I mentioned I don't think I did on this YouTube, but on my YouTube, I bought these shaped, they're lobster claws, but they're shaped. This one is,
over here.
We'll do a cutaway.
Yeah,
now.
But
this one is shaped like a heart. And I thought it mirrored this.
The whale tail.
The whale tail at the bottom.
Well, I think it's a mermaid tail. Mermaid tail.
Mermaid.
Whatever. Just
it's a tail.
Aquatic tail.
It's a tail.
Some kind of fish tail.
And I did want to show, again, these are my scissors, but I tried out this scissor fob because it does fit, even though it's a weird shape, and you can get it on and off. And so,
That's fun.
yeah. So these are not on the Etsy site yet. I'm still working on photography. And then I made this one. That's got a little silver ball with, again, I love
Kind of
that
like a
coloring.
planet.
Yeah, it's like a planet.
I love that coloring.
Oh,
and
maybe it doesn't look like a planet.
no, it's just
It's just a
It's neat.
just a ball.
And then I made a second one with the little scissors. So all of this, if it's not already on the Etsy site, will be up there soon. And then Beth and I today, I bought. I went pattern happy, and I had purchased this cow from Tiny Modernist. It's under the
It's part of the Moo the Merrier
Yeah.
Thing that the designers were doing. Several designers are doing for National Needlework Expo that took the place of Nashville Needle. What is it called? Nashville Needlework thing. Anyway, since they couldn't do Nashville this year because of the pandemic, they did an online thing of the Needlework Expo, so this was part of that.
This was part of that, but I really liked it. It's really cute. But I thought the cow didn't show up on this fabric that they had, so I dyed a fabric. I didn't intend for it to be quite this dark, but I still like it. Yeah, and
like it.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of textured color in it, but mostly it's all one color. And then I also bought this, which is very cute.
Oh my god.
It's so cute.
That is
And it says, "When life is stormy, put on a pair of cute boots and dance in the rain."
Aww.
And the little duck in cute boots. And so I know it's been out for a long time, but I just found it. And by the way, this is even weave, and I've never stitched on even weave. But the reason I bought the even weave was...
But your name is Eve, so it makes sense. Eve and weave. Eve and weave.
So I dyed...
So I used to think there's a hymn that says, "Love lifted Eve and me." And when I was a kid, I used to think Eve and me. That's even me.
So I dyed this one to look
Even
kind of
me.
stormy and rainy.
In person, you can see the
It's
blue
very-
and white modeling.
We'll take some pictures.
Yeah.
And then because I had this little piece of fabric, I dyed it teal. I don't have any project for it. I just said, we'll dye it.
And they didn't take any pictures of them dyeing fabric.
No, I'm sorry.
For our content.
So I dyed this. It's actually I used an apple green, but it came up very yellow.
Yeah, it's
yellow.
and
Then I did some little yellow blotches. So it kind of mingled a little bit, but it looks very springy.
What are you going to use that for?
I had purchased some patterns that I had seen as part of the Needlework Expo. I actually was on a mission because Twin Peak Primitives I had seen a design they had for Needlework Expo. It was in all these new designs that came out in the spring, and they did one called Easter Preparation, and it's absolutely adorable. It's a bunny who is painting eggs, and two little mice are bringing him white eggs, and one little mouse is carrying away a painted egg. So
it's, it's
and it
adorable.
says Easter across the top. Has a little banner across the top, and so I had seen it on some kind of a preview video that someone had done or something, and then I couldn't find it. It wasn't, of course, on the Twin Peak Primitives site because I guess it was a new pattern or whatever, and I couldn't find it 1, 2, 3 stitch or anything like that because I guess it was still a pre-order or something. And finally, I found it. I looked. Well, Jan Hicks. Not Jan Hicks. Yeah, Jan Hicks Creates, I think. She did a Needlework Expo preview thing, and it was Crazy Annie's website that had everything listed, I think alphabetically. And so Jan Hicks just went through this whole thing and showed off all the patterns that were, and it was great. So anyway, among those was Twin Peak Primitives, and there was some other design I think that they did, but also that Easter preparation was there. But then because I don't know, I didn't know how to do it. I guess I couldn't figure out a way to pre-order it. Well, by that time, the Needlework Expo had already happened. So
pre-order.
So I anyway, I couldn't figure it out. So I went online and I looked for that pattern, and I found Needle Case Goodies, their Etsy site, and I ordered it from them. So because it's a pre-order, I guess not everything is coming at once. So one order has shipped, and I think I ordered like 4 patterns. I think I ordered that Easter preparation.
Are they paper or PDF?
I think they're actual paper products. And
I
so
haven't had a paper pattern
yeah,
in a long time.
so that Easter preparation is one of them. And I ordered a Silver Creek Samplers thing called I don't know what it's called now. It has a sheep. It's really pretty, and there were a couple others that I think there was one called Spring, and it's just a little bunny in a field of, I think I finally ordered that one because I was thinking about it for a long time. And then something else, I can't remember now what the 4th one was. But anyway, so I think I'm going to use this for the Easter preparation one.
That'll be cute.
And depending on how big it is, I might also be able to use this for that one called Spring. But anyway, so that's kind of what I was thinking about for this fabric, for at least one of those patterns.
Well, I forgot to say what I was working on. I am again working on Easter delivery. I'm so close to finishing it, I can practically taste it.
That's the one with the purple truck.
Yeah, this one here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm just putting in today. Every time I picked it up, something happened. So or I would have been done by this time. But so I'm getting along. We'll show a picture, but I'm getting along, and it's really cute. And I bought a metal truck that looks like this truck to put it on.
Oh, how cute.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I bought so much Easter stuff.
I haven't bought any Easter stuff.
Well, and not just the $20 worth of chocolate.
Oh. Yeah, don't forget that.
That's important. What was that?
So I've been working on Tribal Owl still. I did work for a couple of days on Blessed. I don't have it here with me. It's over there. But because it had some green in it, so I worked on it for St. Patrick's Day. And
That's green fabric.
But yeah, I know I could have done this, but I was kind of getting sick of it.
It's almost done.
I had to take a break
It's
for
so
a
good,
while.
though. It
But
looks
it is
beautiful.
coming along very nicely.
Look at this. This
So
is
I have to do
gorgeous.
the face and the head still. I
It's
haven't
so
put that
pretty.
off. But I finished the body over here. I was working over here, and I finished that.
So cute.
And I had done the other side of his face, this little framing on his face. And so
That's his beak, right? The black.
Yeah, that black is his beak. And so I worked all this side, and so now I'm working on the branch that he's sitting on. It's this half over here is done, all the way to here. So the branch extends all the way out here, and then his tail goes underneath there, and it actually starts like over here somewhere.
Yeah.
So
His
yeah.
little tail.
Every
Yeah.
time, and this...
We'll have some pictures cut away from this.
This pattern is like over 6 pages. So it's broken up, so it's very large, inside. So it's
I
huge.
came in today with her coloring
Yeah, because I made a working copy and I'm sort of coloring off the parts that I did, but yeah. So I was hoping that I could finish it by the end of this month, but depending on how fast it goes, I'll probably bleed into April finishing it. But the one thing that's nice about this, it's on the one hand, it's very simple because these are all, it's all just one color basically. When
it looks
one color here, one color there,
Yeah.
one color for the beak and eyes, and one color for the branch. So there's really only like, what was that, 4 colors? One,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 colors for in the design. But with the this is the DMC variegated floss. There's 2 colors, this brownish color and this golden color. And so I wasn't as careful when I started it, but because I was kind of doing the loop method, which is how I usually stitch. But to get the best version of the variegation, you don't do that. You have 2 separate strands, and you stitch that way.
Oh, so both strands are the same color at the same
Right,
time. Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And also you do 1 X at a time rather than out and back, which is how I usually. One is the Danish method, which is how I usually stitch,
Who
and
knew?
the other is the English method. I didn't know that until a few years ago. But doing 1 X at a time is the English method, I guess, is what they say. Anyway.
So that's better with the variegation.
Yeah, so
that keeps the colors.
Yeah, so it's a little fussier and then when you get to the end of a thread, you want to match up, so that if you end on the lighter end, you start on the lighter end and then
Right.
work, So it's a little fussier that way, and also trying to decide where you're going to go next or whatever. Whereas if you're doing the loop method or whatever, it's and you have a solid color, it's just loop, zip, 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 zip,
Yeah.
and you're back.
But it looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
The effort's worth it.
Yeah, so the branch down here is easier in that sense because it's a solid color. And also the black, like for his beak, is just, not only is it small, but it was all one color, so it was very quick. So,
That's neat.
yeah, so I'm still working on the branch here. That's what I'm going to be doing tonight. I got to the end of a section, so I have to start over here now.
Oh, well,
What are you doing?
What am I doing? Well, you remember this little sweater I started last time? Let me pull my needles out. It is adorable. I just want to show you these sleeves. I don't know if you can see. It looks like there's a seam, like the sleeves are seamed in, but the way this method is done, it's actually just a slipped stitch all along here and increases. So when the sweater's finished, it's going to look like the sleeves are sewn in, but they're not. It's so cool. And so here's
That yarn is so beautiful.
the yarn is it came out, sorry, fussing with it. It came out so much better than I even expected. So the fronts are different colors, you can tell, because of the zigzag that you start it with. But then the color changes are so long that it's really turning into a really beautiful stripe. And then she adds this little gather. I don't know if you can see. I'm knitting right in the back right now, but right here there's a little gather, so it makes like a little swing on the sweater, which is really neat. And so, and what's nice about this method is it looks like the sleeves are sewn in, but it looks like I've done a really great job of matching stripes because the stripes come right across. And the sleeves at the top are the same exact color as the body. And then I figure when I join, because at a certain point, you take the sleeve stitches and you hold them and you finish the body and then you go back and make the sleeves. And so I'm going to try to match the yarn wherever I leave off on I'm going to find, because I have 2 balls of this, so I'm going to find the color of the sleeve and start it there so that it'll look, somewhat planned. Anyway, so that's what I'm doing. But I have a lot of things to talk about. So I think I showed this last time, or a couple times ago, and I showed it when I just finished it. This is that yarn. It's called Water Song, And
it's so
I'm gonna
pretty.
I'll show a picture of it cut out right now. But it is on heathered blue-faced luster, which means some of the fibers of the sheep were dark fibers, and so they're still black. And then you have the dyed white fibers. So there's a lot of dark and tones to this, even though it's mostly blue. And then I did I don't have it skeined up yet, but this is the sister yarn to that. This is pure blue-faced luster with no dark heathering in it, and so it is mostly just all blue. I don't have it. I just finished it a couple of days ago and letting it sit here and rest a little bit before I skein it up and wash it. But so that's it straight off the wheel. You can see it's a decent thickness. It's not too small. It's about a DK weight, I think. Similar to the other skein. So I think they would make good sister skeins, but you'd have to alternate them. Like if you were going to make a shawl, if you bought both of them, you could, you would do there and back with one yarn and then switch to the other one, and then it would mix really beautifully. I think it would make a fantastic shawl. But both of these are going to be up on the Etsy shop sometime this week. So keep an eye out for those. So
I'm making her do her own, so I have to teach her how.
Yeah, she's teaching me how to put them up. So that is going up. So that's one thing. And then I think I talked a little bit about my Naomi wool, but I started, and I wanted to spin all that wool for a project. Remember I wore the swatch and all that. So, but the sweater I want to make is called a knit swirl, and it starts from the outside and it goes in a spiral to the center, and then you make sleeves, and then you just have one seam to sew from one end of the sleeve up. I don't understand it yet, and then down to the other end of the sleeve. And it makes this jacket that has a beautiful swing to it, because it's basically, it's a circle, but it's really sort of, I don't think it's octagonal. I think it might be hexagonal. But anyway, when you wear it, it kind of flares, and it's really beautiful. So my thought was, I have all that Naomi yarn, which is a dark brownish, blackish color, grayish color. And then this is Esau from, I think from the same herd. I don't know if it's her brother or what, but that's him. Isn't he cute? Little Jacob Wolf. So I started spinning it, finally. 2021 will be my year of the swirl jacket. Well, at least spinning it. So I started, it's on the wheel at home, but I brought this just to show how beautiful. So my plan is to put this on the outs, to start the swirl with this yarn. And it will be,
I really like that color.
what it's coming out as is really basically striped, gray and white. It's beautiful. So I'm going to use that on the edge. So then when I make the coat, it'll have on the edge of the collar and all down and around the back edge of the sweater will be the gray Esau color, and then the main body of that's my idea anyway. If I don't like the way they look together, then I'll use something else. But anyway, so that's my idea, because I figured, I think this wool is softer than the Naomi wool. I don't know why. I'm not supposed to use the term soft. My teachers at Tempe Yarn and Fiber are like, don't say soft when you're talking about wool, because what's soft? The softest yarn in the world is this acrylic stuff, right? So, but it just feels, I don't know, squidgy or something. Anyway, so that's my exploration. I finally started that. But the big announcement that I have not told you guys is I just, after much soul searching, made a huge decision today, and I decided to start the Master Hand Knitting program. So I went ahead and joined the Knitters Guild Association, and I bought my materials. So here is the beginning of the end. No, so this is it's like basically 4.5-year program. The first level is 1 year, 12 months. You have to complete it. You can complete it faster if you can. And then the second one is 18 months, and then the third one is 2 years. And then after that, you get a certification. Certification. as a master hand knitter. And so, because I've been really trying to decide what I want to be when I grow up. And
I've been doing a lot of that too.
yeah, and I've been doing some soul searching.
I ain't bothered to grow up.
I thought about doing. They also
I already did what I was
well,
gonna
yeah,
do
you
to grow up.
did, and so, and I mean, and I raised my kids, and that's important to me. But in these years after they've grown, I'm trying to decide what I want to do with myself. And so one of the things that pushed me toward this, I was considering, they also have a program called the Certified Professional Knitter Program. So that program is actually like where you actually have an instructor and they're actually teaching you. This is more self-research. You have to do this all yourself and make swatches and prove to the judges that you can do this. And you have to go and find out how to make XYZ stitch and then do it and provide your resources and do research papers and everything like that. But the professional one basically prepares you for a profession in like in knitting. So like to do test knits or models for, like, you know, you could work for Red Heart or whatever and make their models for them, or other knitters that need test knitting done, or designers. And I really was attracted to that. But then I also got the news this week that I have carpal tunnel in both hands and some sort of neuropathy going on in my arms. So then I started thinking, there's no way that I can even think about, I want to have a career where I will have a time crunch and have to produce knitted things, you know, within a certain amount of time. I'm like, that's going to kill me, and I'm going to wind up really messing up my hands. So I thought, well, maybe this will be the better route, and so I'm going to do this and see how it goes. So I thought maybe I'll start my own YouTube channel while I go through this. And yeah, so you have to produce, I don't know what it is, 18 swatches, I think, and and one research paper, and you have to cite research for every swatch you make, like where did you learn what references did you use to do a long tail cast on, even though I already know how to do a long tail cast on. I have to go research either in a book, or they let you use YouTube videos and stuff like that as well. So and you have to document everything, and then you make a giant binder and you mail it to them, and then they take a good long time to review it. And then they say that they've only known one knitter that did not have to redo anything at all in her submissions. So you get your work back and they say, nope, fix this, fix this, fix this. Anyway, so that's my big news. And one day I'm going to get this pin, hopefully.
And I have a question.
Yes.
Not for you, for everybody. Please, 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 if you have a suggestion, please. I have been using, I used her Knit Companion thing for a while, and I like it, but it's meant for knitters.
Software.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, software.
Talking about software.
Yeah, I use that, and I really like it because it's easy to use and it works. But then I heard about this Knit Companion. Is it Knit Companion? Is that what it's called?
No, Knit Companion is mine.
Pattern Keeper.
Pattern Keeper.
And so the first thing I was working on with it, I thought, cool, but it is very buggy. I'm working on this Easter delivery, and when I go to try to mark that I've finished a stitch, the highlight for that stitch is over there, and so I push this. I have to push in the right spot, but then when it blocks that out, I can't see the other stitches because they're underneath that.
Oh no.
Or I'll switch to a color and everything blanks out of that color. No, it's just white.
I haven't heard anybody complaining about that.
Is it maybe
because I know lots of people who
but
use
is it the Android version maybe?
I don't know.
Buggy?
I don't know. I use Android products. I'm considering a Mac, but for other reasons. And an iPad. But
yeah.
But I would rather use a paper pad. I have one that was in there. I can't use it because It has half stitches in it, and the half stitches are showing up as yellow when they're green.
Oh, no.
Or,
Yeah, that sounds like buggy.
Yeah,
problems.
it's very buggy. And it is,
Go on,
it does say it's beta, but...
Yeah, go on Google Play and look at the comments, the reviews, because maybe people are talking about that.
Yeah, because I will review it, and when my free trial thing of it ends,
well, like I said,
won't be
I know lots of people who use Pattern Keeper who have not had any problem, who absolutely love it.
What I'm saying
but
is,
I don't know if they're using.
I bet they're on Apple.
Yeah, on Apple products or Android. So I don't know what version they're using, but I've not heard complaints about a problem with it. So
if that's beta, they probably made like Knit Companion. Knit Companion started in Apple, and then they made an Android version, and then the Android version didn't do everything the Mac version did, and so they're developing the Android version. But I bet it's something similar.
It probably is, and it does say that it's beta. Mm-hmm. But if there is an established one that will work on Android, that's great. Yeah. Because when this free thing, when it's not free for me to use anymore, there's no point in my buying it because it just makes me crazy.
Yeah.
And I would be more tempted to buy Knit Companion.
Maybe go on that embroidery Facebook page you guys are on, and go on there and pose that question and see if anybody else is, or just as Mark says Google it. Google has all the answers to the world.
Yeah. So. Well, I just wondered if there was stitchers out there who might know something. Yeah. So
yeah. I was gonna say, like Threadkeeper, they make a version for Samsung. But my phone it's Android like my Samsung tablet, but it's what is it, Stylo or whatever? So
LG.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so it
doesn't work.
It doesn't work on there. It works, on other Android things like Samsung, but not on my phone.
It works on mine and not on hers.
Yeah. Yeah, because you have a Samsung phone.
Which makes it really difficult to for her. I love the fact that I can take it to the shop and
what is Threadkeeper?
Threadkeeper is like you can put your whips and everything, whatever you're working on, you can put like what threads are called for, and
but you
like
can also put your
thread
whole
you
thread
have
box.
thread you have, thread you need, whatever, so you can have it,
so you know what you have
right
when you go to the store.
So when you go to the store, it
has a shopping list function.
Yeah.
And neat. After you buy the things, you can just go over there because I have it now.
I see.
But it doesn't work for picking up the wrong thread.
It doesn't read the label for you?
No. Actually, did you know that CVS, I don't know if it's in the area where we're at, but they have a service for people who are sight impaired that you just ask for it to be done, and they put a little label on the bottom of your prescription bottle, and then you open the app and you hold it over that, and it'll audibly read what that prescription is.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, and I was like, Dad, do you think you would be able to use that? And he goes, no. because you
have to also be able to use your phone.
Yeah, and I, I'm sure he could learn to do it, but he doesn't want to.
He's a little old school.
Yeah, but I just thought, that's a really cool.
That is cool.
Service. I don't know if it's available in the Phoenix area or not, but whatever.
That's neat.
They have it in places. It's on the app I have, but I don't know if it's available here.
Ah.
So because I often am very interested in products that can help vision impaired. Not just for my dad, but because I struggle with stuff. And that's one of the reasons why I like this program to hold my patterns, is because it's nice and bright and lit up, and I can see it, and I can mark off what I've done.
Yeah. I'm totally addicted to Knit Companion with all my knitting apps, because it's so just, and I can zoom in real close if if it's a chart or something. And
Well, when I go somewhere, I take the paper pattern with me. Because
yeah, it is hard to have the iPad.
I don't want to be toting it around. It's too heavy and bulky to put in my bag. I just don't want to do that. But I do like it for working on it at home. And I want to tell a story now.
All right, story time.
Actually, I have two. I like to drink chai.
Oh my gosh.
Chai
This
tea.
story.
I like to drink chai tea, but it's
That in
expensive.
itself is a weird story. Why? But okay, anyway.
It's expensive to buy all the time, and plus Dutch Brothers, which is across the street from us. Today I drove by there and I was like, oh, maybe I'll stop in and get some Dutch Brothers. And the line was double all the way. They have a rooted thing, so it was all the way around like that and back and into the parking lot. And I was like, I don't need any drink that badly. So I buy the Tazo chai latte
In a box.
in a box. It's a liquid.
It's a liquid in a box.
Yeah. And I just mix it with my soy milk, and I buy the one that doesn't have sugar, so I don't have to feel guilty about drinking it or anything. But the other day, early this week, I was very sleepy because I hadn't slept well at night, and I just I didn't remember that I had used up the last box. So I just went in the fridge and I grabbed a box and I poured it in my milk, and I went, why is that the wrong color? And I looked at the box and it was chicken broth.
And I told her
That's so
it looked just like Skinny and Sweet, except for the little skull and crossbones on the label. She did a 9 to 5. But here's the bad part. Finish your story.
I tasted it
She tasted it.
and went, well, it's not very
That
chickeny.
reminds me of chicken and dumplings.
It's not very chickeny. So I went ahead. Because
How much did you put in? You didn't fill the whole cup.
No.
Oh.
I know. Because it was the wrong color. So
She
it
got
was
it
a
right
cup
away.
about this size, and I filled it to about here with
cream.
milk.
Uh-huh.
With milk, and then, soy milk. I filled it to about here, and then I maybe put this much.
That's this much
Broth.
too much.
Oh, yeah. So I was like,
Ew.
and I thought about throwing it away, but then
You don't want to throw away all that milk.
I didn't want
Yeah.
to throw away all that milk. So I tasted it and it was like, so I went ahead and put the chai tea in there. And I drank most of it, but as it got chicken tea, as it got down to the bottom, I was just like, I can't drink this anymore.
Okay, let me just say, that is a very Esther thing to do.
My mom, yeah.
Our mom.
Well, her side of the family, it's like Aunt Helen and the fly.
Yeah. Well,
My
yeah.
aunt-
My mom
Aunt
would
Helen.
not, but my mom would not throw anything away.
My dad would always tell her, the depression's over.
Yeah,
She would take
had
it.
one time we had an old salad, bagged salad, how it gets that slime on it, and she tried to eat it. We're like, Mom, stop! She's like, no, it's still good. And then, but with that one, she was like, no, I can't eat it anymore. I was like, that's right, Mom.
I'm like, you're going to poison yourself, Mom.
She just
Stop.
doesn't want to. She wouldn't want to throw anything away. So that to me, that's like so your mom.
That's like that. Well, my mom's side of the family, we always talked about the fact that we're doomed because
We're genetically
because
doomed.
my Aunt Helen one time had a fly in her house, and she had my cousin. One of my cousins went to visit her, and he said, "Why is it so cold in here? It's so cold in this house." And she said there was a fly in the house. And she had turned the air conditioner
Way
down
down to try to
in the
kill
hopes
it.
of killing the fly.
Or Aunt Eva, who needed to wash her hose.
My Aunt Eva, another one of my mom's sisters, had to wash her pantyhose, and instead of taking them off like a normal person would do and washing them in the sink or whatever, she took a shower with her
No,
pantyhose
it was
on.
a bath because
Whatever.
I'm the one that walked in and went,
But she was wearing her pantyhose because she thought she would wash them at the same time.
So
genetically
that's what it is.
doomed.
Yeah, we're genetically doomed. But yeah, so yeah, that's you definitely.
So
did
that was
mom
that
there.
was the first thing and funniest thing. But
It's
another
been a
day,
week of craziness.
it has. Another day, we were out running around doing something. I think we'd gone to Walmart or something, and that is a saga in itself. Anyway, my father was with us, and he wanted us to get something to eat. So I went into Jimmy John's and got the sandwiches, and but I ordered combos, and I wanted to. There were 4 of us, so I thought 2 chips and 2 cookies, and people can, because I wanted a cookie and she likes chips, and well, technically you like both, but they want you to, they get the drinks for you, but they want you to pick up your own chips and cookies, right? So I grabbed the 2 chips and 2 cookies and I went out. Well, when I got home, I was getting things out of the car and I was like, oh, I have 3 cookies.
cookie thief.
I'm a cookie thief. I felt so awful. I was like, I stole a cookie. And those cookies are like this big. And, if I'd realized when I went to the car, I could have taken it in, but with COVID and everything, they probably
They wouldn't want
said,
it back. They would say,
Yeah.
just throw it away. Oh my gosh. Cookie thief. And you didn't bring it to me?
No, she ate it.
No, I ate.
She ate the chips and the cookie.
Didn't you one time accidentally steal a pack of batteries when
Hannah
Hannah was
stole
a
'em.
baby?
And I stole them.
Hannah stole them because she was a baby. And did we put them in the stroller with her? No, we put them.
No, you put it. They were in.
They were
in the
under.
cart,
Oh
but
yeah.
they were
It was
under
back
her
when she was still in her little
car seat or whatever.
car seat carrier thing, and we put them. You could hook it on the
Shopping cart.
on the shopping cart, and I guess we had put them in the seat under her. And then we went to check out, and we went out to the car, and we got her out, and like, yeah,
Oh, no.
She stole back batteries.
it was Hannah's fault. Battery thief.
Yeah. So part of our Walmart ordeal this week was that I had ordered a month ago, the beginning of February.
You didn't
I
order
had-
it. You picked it up.
No, yeah, that's right. I had bought a chair, at Walmart, and it was. I looked long and hard, and I'm the kind of person that it takes me a while to pull the trigger on something like that because I have to think about it. I have to decide what I'm
What do
going
you
to
mean
get.
something
blah,
like
blah, blah.
that?
Everything, yeah.
Everything takes her forever.
So I had, and it was because it was $50, so it was something I wasn't going to spend lightly,
Yeah.
and but so I finally decided on what I wanted, and I found it at Walmart, and I thought, okay, that'll work. So I bought it, and I brought it home. It was a Friday that I bought it, Friday, February 5th, because I have the receipt.
Okay, stop
And
getting
so
angry.
so on the 6th, on Saturday, I thought, okay, I'll put it together now. I was all excited. I went to go put it together, and the one of the first things you do is I was pulling things out of the box, and it has a little seat plate with a lever, so you can adjust it or whatever. And the little handle on the lever was broken. So I was looking at the instructions and it said, don't take the individual parts.
always say that.
Don't
Don't
take
take
them
it back.
to the store. Call our customer service line. But then in the booklet, the customer service line was only open on Monday through Friday, like 9 to 6 Pacific time. So it was already, it was over the weekend, so I couldn't, and so I thought, well, I guess I'll have to wait till Monday. But then there was an email address. So I thought, okay, I'll go to the website and go to the email address, blah, blah, blah. So then sometime later, I got an email back that said, send us a copy of your receipt and blah, blah, blah. So I did all that. And then I got an email that says something about give you 24 to 48 hours to respond because, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, oi! So finally, I got an email on the 19th of February that said, we've shipped your part, and this is the confirmation number, and expect it in 7 to 10 business days via UPS, right? So I was waiting and waiting and waiting, and
But they didn't give you a tracking number or anything?
well, no, it had a confirmation number, not a tracking number. I found it later. But so I waited and waited, and so 10 days passed. Like not yesterday, but a week ago, right? Was 10 days. So the seat plate, I gave him another week, and it hadn't shown up. So finally, I emailed and said, I never got the seat plate. But then I thought
it was the seat plate that was messed up, or the handle?
It was the broken handle on the seat plate.
They're connected.
Yeah.
So she couldn't even begin to put it together.
Yeah, I mean, if I wanted to sit on with a broken handle, I could have done that, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted to,
All that money.
Yeah.
She didn't buy it at Goodwill. She bought it at Walmart.
Yeah. So I decided that it was still within the customer service time, so that they were open. So I called them, and I waited on hold an incredibly long time. And then finally, this girl answered, and I said, told her the story, and she said, well, that's not a tracking. I tried to track it, and the UPS site said that's not a valid tracking number, blah blah blah. So
Right.
I'm like, okay, I don't get it. So that's when I called, and so the girl said, oh, that's not a tracking number. That's like, that's a number that you can use that number to get a tracking. Something crazy. So I'm like, okay, well, so I read her the email. It said, this is your confirmation number. You expect that, via UPS, blah, blah, blah. I said, I didn't get it. I never got it. And so she said, well, let me see if I have that plate the seat plate in stock. And I'm like, yeah, no. Okay, I'm going to take it back to the store. Goodbye. And so I took it back to the store, and I haven't gotten another chair yet, but we took it.
Technically, I took it.
Yes, I know. So we returned it to the store,
Yeah.
and then I got an email
Oh,
from.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I got an email from the company saying, oh, we're so sorry. Looks like this order has been canceled. Blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, either they canceled it, the girl that I talked to canceled it, or they canceled it before they sent it out, and that's why I didn't get it.
Yeah.
But I said I've already returned it to the store,
Goodbye.
so But now I have no chair, and
Well, you have no broken chair either. So.
no, I don't. That broken chair is gone. But now I have to decide on
IKEA.
Well, actually, that was even I were looking at Amazon, and there's a chair that I might get. It's more expensive than the one I had bought. But the only question I have is whether it'll fit in that little hole that I have over there. But we were talking about it. That it would be nice because I could wheel it in here and sit on it. And it wouldn't. I'd have a little more padding because sitting in these hard wooden chairs is hard for me. Oh, and that's my other story. That I had talked about a couple weeks ago that I had hurt my hip and my leg and whatever somehow, and I've been going to physical therapy and was getting better and everything, and I actually had gotten to the point where. I was feeling like, okay, well, whatever's going on, it feels like it's getting better, and I think I'm there was a question about my insurance company not approving my MRI or whatever, and I thought, I don't know if I need it because I feel like I'm getting better, so I'm gonna see what my physical therapist says and then talk to the doctor and see whether or not we need to do the MRI after all. But then I guess it was Wednesday night. I had taken a shower. I thought we were good, and everything else. Went to get in bed, and Snug was lying. My cat Snug was lying in the middle of the floor as he is wont to do, and so I went to step over him, and stepping over him it's difficult for me because it involves standing on foot, and because he's a big cat. But so as I stepped over him with my left foot, which is the injured one, as I stepped over him, he moved. He got up and moved or whatever. And so I ended up kicking him, basically, catching my foot on his body and felt a jolt of pain at my leg. So my leg hurts again because of my cat, because of kicking my cat. Anyway, so if I ever fall to my death, it'll be because I trip over a cat.
But the funny story that happened with her this week is we were sitting here she was organizing and I was making all these scissor fobs. And,
yes.
And she was sitting across the table from me. And she was about to put something away. And it was a little baggie like this, but it was full.
A little baggie of jump rings.
Full of jump rings. And
I had it right here. And I was putting the last of the jump rings in and I was getting ready to close it. And it slipped out of my hand. I dropped it, and I felt it hit the floor.
Bing, 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 bing. And I felt some. That's why I was looking under the table a second ago. I think I have a bead here. I kept dropping beads. She dropped those jump. So I was on
the floor.
I was on the floor. For, I don't know what, and we kept finding. Oh, there's some over here. Oh, there's some over there.
And, at some point, I guess later that day, I got up and I had, put the chair and there was a jump ring on the floor.
I think we could probably still find them somewhere.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm sure.
It was a lot of jump rings in that
We're very
bag.
dropsy, yes.
Yes.
My gosh.
Yeah.
Well, my bathroom's almost done.
Oh, yeah.
Well, with the exception that there's no toilet, there's no vanity, and there's things on the wall. But it's almost done. We
I was going to ask you how they resolved that.
The tile on the tub is gorgeous.
It is.
Crazy
It's
Uncle
beautiful.
Fred. We love him.
He did a
fantastic job. And so it looks really beautiful. And then the next step was supposed to be drywall. And Fred finished on Wednesday. And what they told us was that when Fred was done, they were going to get the drywall guys. Just, because they're a contract company, and they hire out to whatever groups they work with, right? So we were expected to get a drywall guy, and we didn't hear anything about it. Was there a drywall guy coming? And the guy who's our job supervisor never really called us and said, here's the plan. So we were like, hello, are the drywall guys coming? And finally he said, I'll be there tomorrow, and I'll do it. So he was going to, because there's two things that need to be done. Our I guess our bathroom wall, because there's never anything straight in the house. If you think there is, you're mistaken. But our bathroom wall basically went in toward the tub. So when he made the this is very crooked. So when he made the tile from the tub, of course he had to make it straight, but it didn't meet with the wall basically at the end. So he had to float the drywall, what they put mud and they basically thicken it and then blend it into the rest of the wall. So then it's straight. So Fred did a little bit of it, but it needed more. And so Ben was supposed to come and do that. So he came and he worked on it. And he said, this needs to dry. And then he goes, I hope to be back here in the morning. This would have been Friday morning to finish. Because we were like, okay, because we want to paint over the weekend because we were sitting here with no toilet, which we agreed to, but, we would like to put it back as soon as possible. Because he had to pull the toilet to get behind the wall to fix the wall. Blah, blah, blah. Well, Friday goes on and on and on. We hear nothing. And so my husband texts him and says, are you coming today? And he's like, oh, I'm too booked up, because he's the supervisor, so he's also taking care of all these other jobs. And we're like, you're booked up is not our problem. So anyway, he finally arranged for a drywall guy who's actually new to them to come and work today. And he was great, and he did a fantastic job. So the drywall's home drying right now, and tomorrow we're going to paint. We decided to paint ourselves. So tomorrow we're going to paint the house, and
paint our bathroom.
I'm going to paint your bathroom. Paint the bathroom, and
I wouldn't mind painting the bathroom at our house, but
Well, if
the
she's
ceiling
already painting, I
the
could get her to
ceiling is
paint.
so high.
No, I'm not painting your house. So I'm finally, okay, so this is weird and it's probably very out of fashion, but I have wanted a brown, like tannish brown bathroom my whole life. And it's always blue or, you know, something or just nothing. And so I'm really excited because
Tan in
like
my
brown.
bedroom.
Tan like the tile that you
tan
picked.
like
Yeah.
brown. Like I've always wanted a bathroom
Not this tan.
with deep chocolatey towels and like a brown, like I wanted a brown bathroom.
Is that love of chocolate coming in?
I don't know. And sometimes I think that's very 70s of me, but it's not avocado or anything.
It doesn't
but,
matter. You know,
No,
it's
it doesn't
your
matter.
bathroom.
Yeah, and
That's
so
what
I've
you
always,
want.
because I don't know why I have a thing for brown towels. I don't know why that is, but I've always wanted that, and so here I have it. I mean, it's more earthy, you know, actually, but but the color we chose, it's called Skinny Latte, but it's a warmish reddish brown, and the tub surround is actually very earthy tan color and gray, so it's really pretty, but we didn't go with dark like bronze fixtures. We went with all brushed nickel. Anyway, it's gonna all get done. Hopefully, so then we'll paint, and then hopefully Uncle Fred will be back Monday to hang everything up and put the toilet back and put the vanity on and hook up the faucets and hook up the tub and.
Did they ever fix your toilet lid problem?
Nope. Supposedly, the plumbing company is going to supply that lid. Mm. But Mark's like, you better just not hold your breath about that. I'm like, oh. He doesn't want me to go all, you know, flip out on
Yeah, but a new toilet isn't a minor expense, and you had it for, what, half a day?
I know. So, I don't know. But he's like, you better just let that go. Because maybe it'll happen and maybe it won't. And I'm like, don't you try to curb me.
That's like me and my chair saga.
But he introduces everybody he introduces me to everybody as the real project manager, or what does he call me? The real, I don't know, the real project manager, I think is what he calls me. But yeah, so I'm not happy about that toilet business, but I'm like, I told him, because it's on the bathtub side, I'm like, every time I take a bath, I'm going to look at that broken lid, and I'm going to get mad. He's like, you better just let it go. I'm like, no, I don't want to. I want to fuss about it. I want to throw a fit.
There are some things you just let go because, you just let them go because there's never going to be any, resolve to any of that. And there are other things where a company is being paid to do a job, and they don't do the job well, or you have paid for some service and the service is not what is required. Like the time that I was staying
at Judge Judy.
Like the time I was staying at a hotel and there was a backup in the toilet, which of course you don't find out until you use the toilet. And there was backup in the toilet, and I called the front desk and told them that I either need another room or a toilet. Somebody come in, maintenance come and work with the toilet. And there was a knock on my door, and I was like, yay. And I opened the door, and there was a young lady there, and she tries to hand me a plunger. Now, this wasn't a cheap hotel. I wasn't staying at Motel 6. This was a Days Inn. Now, I realize that's not high end, but, it was a hotel. It wasn't a motel or anything. I wouldn't have done it.
Motel.
I wouldn't have done it at a motel either, because I'm paying to sleep there. So she tries to hand that to me, and I said, I'm not plunging the toilet. You are. And she said, well, I don't work for maintenance. Maintenance has gone home already.
Not my problem.
I don't work here. And you can either get me another room, or you can, clean my toilet, plunge my toilet. So she tried to do it. She stood as far back away from the toilet as she possibly could. trying to get, you know, when you're plunging a toilet, you have to put some heft into it. She's over there. So we were at Home Depot. So then she puts the plunger, because it wouldn't fix, she puts the plunger in the bathtub. Now, I had been at an art show all day. I cannot tell you how sweaty I was. And I had intended to take a bath. And I was like,
excuse me?
And then she used the towels in the bathroom to clean the poo water off the floor. And I was like,
okay, I can have another room now.
I called the front desk and I asked for another room. And, the first time they said, well, you know, you can use the toilet in the lobby.
What?
Oh my gosh.
I actually ended up calling the 800 number because of this, because I was ticked. I mean, I got them to come and clean the room properly and, you know, fix everything, because I was like, it's either another room or I'm going to another hotel. Hey.
It's very smart.
Yeah. So there are some times when you just have to be vocal about, you know, I mean, you don't have to be vocal in a mean way. I wasn't ever mean to them, but I was like,
yeah, you have to let them know that, you know, that's not
okay. It's not okay.
That's like when we were in Boston and that mouse was in the room in the hotel. It's like, okay, like the front desk was acting like it's okay. It's perfectly normal to have a rat in your room.
It is. It was a mouse, but
mouse, yeah.
But yeah, it is actually perfectly normal. Sorry to say, but
yeah. So
I know. So we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
but Mark doesn't want to make a scene.
Well, no, but you can talk about it without making a scene.
Dad and I stayed in a motel when I was going to graduate school. I guess the second year that I was going out there, he took me by himself. Dad and I drove out there, and I guess I hadn't made reservations for a hotel in enough time. And Bloomington is a very small town, and like when school is in session there, the population of that area doubles basically.
Yeah.
Because it's a very small town.
So what did you do?
And the university is huge. So we stayed. So when we got there, all the hotel rooms in the Bloomington area were taken. And so we stayed outside of Bloomington. I don't even know what town it was. It's just like the first thing we saw that was available, we stayed in. And I think there was a hole in the ceiling. It was a ratty, horrible place. But it was like, any port in a storm kind of thing, you know. But yeah. And
that's
fortunately, it was just one night, and you know.
That's the worst.
But it was pretty scary. Yeah, it was a ratty little motel.
Well, we probably better wrap it up.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we need to stay on time. So I'm the timekeeper. I'm not even sure. But anyway, we're so excited that we have all of our new followers. If you like your video, please subscribe and like it. And please leave comments, because we love interacting with you guys.
Yeah.
And
if you want the little giveaway items, you know,
make sure you let us know you're interested.
Yeah.
And
put your name in the comments and let us know, and we'll, you know, in a week we'll spin for that winner. So.
Yeah, so we will see you in 1 week, and we'll glad to have you here. Let us know what you're working on.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.